I recently had a discussion with a non-UK national who expressed her concerns about the UK's sense of justice. I'll discuss three separate cases that are questionable but potentially defensible. I'd like your thoughts. But before we get started, to my new viewers, hi, I'm Kevin Shaw, your friend and a full-time caregiver. Number one. A young child was denied the right to travel to Italy to continue life support while other options were considered. The likelihood of overturning this decision was slim, as it would have required proving legal wrongdoing at the appeals court. Having served myself as a juror, I understand that the judge's primary responsibility is to ensure fairness to both sides. And this means that the medical evidence would have to have been irrefutable and proved beyond reasonable doubt that the child would not have survived. Unfortunately, the doctors were allowed to turn off the life support and an order was made to forbid travel or even allow the child to die at home. The child passed away shortly after. Number two is about the Nottingham Panthers and former Pittsburgh Penguin ice hockey star who suffered a tragic accident on the ice when an opponent's blade slit his throat. He received immediate medical attention on the ice and was rushed to the hospital where he later died, unfortunately. Now, the Sheffield Steelers player responsible for the accident must have faced immense trauma, and surprisingly, yesterday he was arrested on suspicion of manslaughter. Proving manslaughter would require demonstrating some level of intent, which seems highly improbable in a professional sport already known for its inherent dangers, including the use of sharp blades and a hard puck. While there is such a precedent for accidents happening elsewhere in the world, this is the first of its kind that I know of in the UK. And if every accidental injury on the ice in a ice hockey game led to manslaughter charges, it would deter people from ever playing the sport again. However, I remain open to reconsideration if the intent to harm is proven. Number three is during the COVID pandemic, the British government, led by then Prime Minister Boris Johnson, was involved in several unsocially distanced parties, contrary to lockdown rules imposed by them themselves on the country as a whole. The general public faced fines averaging £10,000 for breaking these same rules. An investigation into these government parties subsequently revealed that the very individuals who mandated social distancing and restricted public gatherings were themselves violating these guidelines. This hypocrisy was evident in their behaviour. Contrasting sharply with their public messages, the absence of significant penalties or imprisonment for these actions suggests potential corruption or a failure in the justice system. This raises questions about the system's integrity in holding its leaders accountable. So maybe there was something this lady was asking me. Now, consider yourself a juror. How do you judge these situations? What is your take on each of these events that have just recently happened in current affairs? Let's chat in the comments. All right, thanks for joining. I'm your friend, Kevin Shaw, and bye-bye.